Hey there, and welcome to our latest episode of What's on the Horizon. I'm Lori Sharonbrock, and this is Chris Schooker of Digital Horizons. And we're back to talk about one of your favorite subjects, audio.
Okay.
And so I want to know who makes the best home audio speakers?
So we get that question a lot, or I'll get a variation of that and with something along the lines of like, what do you have in your house? Or what would you use? And in our world or our industry as technology integrators, performance definitely matters.
Sure.
But in a lot of ways, and I'll get to performance because I have some favorites, but the note that I want to make in addition to performance is who makes something that lasts and who makes something that they back up. And so when it comes to home audio, one of the main companies that we work with is a company called Sonance.
Yep.
And actually, I forget the exact date, but the late 70s, early 80s, they actually invented the architectural audio, as they call it. Architectural audio is not really a phrase you hear much anymore. It's home audio, house audio. Sure. But they basically invented the concept of putting an in-wall speaker. Huh. And for almost 2 decades now, we've had a very close partnership with them. Our business started about 12 years ago, and the story I like sharing is we've been doing this thing in this area for quite a while now. And in a past position with a different company, we had a customer who had Sonance speakers. And so when we started Digital Horizons, that customer wanted to work with us.
Sure.
And about 8 years after their speakers were installed, they were starting to have problems with them. We'll come to find out there was kind of a small run manufacturing issue, and we reached out to Sonance. And no questions asked, years after the warranty, they sent brand new speakers to this customer. And this wasn't just a cheap speaker. This was part of an outdoor line that's meant to be outdoors in extreme weather. It was called the Extreme Series. And to the tune of about $4,500.
Wow.
No questions asked. They sent brand new speakers. So with that company, we know that when we install their products, which sound awesome, we know that there's not going to be issues if our customers have problems and our customers expect us to take care of it.
Sure.
And so when we know the product that sounds good is backed by an excellent company, an excellent name, I will never sell anything besides that brand. But in addition to that, we have a few other companies that we work with. But by and large, we use Sonance, and they sound awesome. And like with every speaker manufacturer, there's ranges. Sonance, for their equipment, they tend to start at a little higher performance range. But that's what people want from us. You know, if you want something cheap and inexpensive, there's a million places to go for that. People come to us because they want our refined taste. They want to have had our experience put on the line and have basically cut our teeth on what should and shouldn't be offered. And Sonance is a great option. And they have lots of different product types. In wall, in ceiling. They make invisible speakers, actually, that we can install into sheetrock, where the mud and tape actually gets placed right over the speakers, so you don't even see it. And it's crazy how good they sound. You wouldn't think it. In wall, in ceiling subwoofers, basically the whole 9 yards. So they're just it gives us a lot of comfort knowing that they're kind of in our back pocket. And really like them.
So you mentioned performance, customer service. Are there any other criteria that you use to evaluate to make them the best?
There's quite a few. You know, I'm sure there's a few features and functionality of other brands that those other brands might do something that Sonance doesn't.
Sure.
But when we are evaluating a speaker for selfish reasons, we like installer-friendly functionality. So the product has to be capable of being installed in an efficient manner. They have to, in the specific case of home audio, they need to have a good product for something that will give us the ability to prep for the install.
Okay.
So we need things like rough-in ring, placeholder trim
Got it.
rings, so that when they go in, they put sheetrock and
You know where it's gonna
tongue
go.
and groove
Yep.
boards, whatever. There's a good product to kind of place hold the speaker's spot. Yeah, there's lots of things that we evaluate when we choose a speaker, and some obviously carry more weight than
Sure.
others, and we'll overlook certain things. I mean, I'm thinking about it now that the website has to be easy to use.
Sure.
The company has to have good customer-facing literature
Oh, sure.
and be able to show somebody. And Sonance has a great website. So yeah, there's a bunch of facets of our decision-making process. And as I'm sitting here staring at the carpet, I'm thinking of a bunch of others, but I think you get the idea.
Yeah, for sure. And then is there a favorite like model or a most common model or system that you guys tend to install, or just like vary depending on the house?
Yeah, it varies depending on the house. So favorite and most common are obviously different things.
Sure.
The favorite thing from Sonance of mine is something that they make called the small aperture speaker.
Okay.
I'm not a physics major by any stretch of the imagination, but I understand some basic concepts, and one of them is when you're trying to recreate sound, the smaller the driver of your speaker, the limited amount of mid and low end sound it can create.
Cool.
But the bigger the speaker you have, if you want nice, full, rich sound, the bigger the footprint it has in your home or business.
Got it.
So if you want to create good, full, rich sound, you need 6, 8, or a 10-inch driver or bigger. And an 8-inch speaker is going to have a footprint of probably 10 or 12 inches, right? It's going to not look the greatest on the wall or your ceiling, and if aesthetics matter, that's kind of
Sure.
that can be a bad thing. And so they developed something called the small aperture series, which is a speaker enclosure that goes in the ceiling or in the wall, and it contains that 6 or 8 or 10-inch driver in the box out of sight. And then there's something called a band pass filter or a port that allows the sound to escape from the box and out into the room. And so in the room, you end up with a small aperture opening with a small grill. And their grill styles vary. You can do, and I should have had an example in talking about this, but the very standard grill that kind of sits proud of your ceiling, like most in-ceiling speakers.
Yeah.
But then they have a way to have the speaker be flush with the ceiling.
That's awesome.
They can be round, they can be square. In today's modern homes, a lot of your light fixtures are very small and often square in nature. So if you just stick a 6-inch round speaker grill up there and you've spent all of this money on expensive square, small aperture light fixtures, it sticks out like a sore thumb.
I'm just going to say that.
So with the small aperture series, you get audio quality and aesthetics
That look good.
and it kind of plays into Sonance's kind of main catchphrase, which is, what do you want your sound to look like? So if you want it to sound good and you want it to look good, it kind of serves both those purposes. Now, with, as expected, the cost of those don't get installed as often, and so the most common speaker that we install is just your standard in-ceiling, in-wall speaker.
Sure.
With a just very normal one piece, as they call it, which is one frame, attaches to the speaker with magnets, and we can paint it and blend it in.
I've seen you do those.
Yeah,
Yep.
we sell those, 10 or 20 to 1 of the small aperture.
Sure.
But they make both, and it's an option, and it's really great to have both options.
Cool. Well, thank you for that explanation. That makes a lot of sense.
Do I sound nerdy at all?
I don't mind it. I dig stuff like that, so I think it's good. And if you dig that too, make sure you tune into our next episode. Thanks for joining us.